Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 56, or 57 rather, I'm sorry, of Shout from the Heart. I'm your host, Isaiah Pfeiffer. Little housekeeping rules. My mom is not feeling too well right now. So I gave her the day off. She will be back next week. Probably be like a morning podcast when I film it, maybe. I'm not sure because next week is her competition, my sister's competition, and that's in Charlotte. And we as a family all of us have to probably get up early. I had attended the first one. I've already let her know that because of work and after getting off of vacation and stuff like that, I can't really take off too many days and stuff like that, so she understands that. Thank God for that. We had 2 gold, a bronze, a silver, and I think she finished 4th overall.
Second overall. So 2 seconds, 2 first, and then a third.
There's 4 medals. She's got 4 medals.
Thought she had 5.
5, and you said 4. Either way, she finished high, and she's got the highest scores in the state of North Carolina right now. If they maintain, she can go to state at the end of December, which she did last year, and she did relatively well. But aside from all that, I'm here with another episode about NFL and going to talk about the WWE pay-per-view coming on tomorrow. I'm also going to discuss a little bit, not too much, go into detail, a little bit about my teams taking L's, both of them college and professional, and a game that's coming on tonight, relatively late, mind you, but on the West Coast, their time is different. 10:30 to them is 7:30 to them. So, but it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and get started on that because it's relatively short. Any questions that usually be taken on TikTok, please, I will share this link with my mom once I post it up on YouTube. I will share it so she can share it to TikTok. And all of those questions that you have, comment on there, and I will try to get to as many as I can, and that will take the place of the questions and stuff that you may have for next week and for today. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. The James, or the Jameses, however you want to say it, they're playing tonight. LeBron James, Bronny James, they're playing tonight in LA against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And it's a preseason game, so it don't really count for nothing, but it counts towards Bron and Bronny's chemistry. I already know how Anthony Davis plays. I already know how everybody else plays. Oh, and the guy that we got in the first round from Tennessee, I forgot what his name was, but he's playing tonight too. So he's going to get some reps in there as well. And it's also J.J. Redick's coaching debut on national television. Yay! But like I said, win or lose, it doesn't really matter. This isn't the real season. That's just... I want to see how the team looks as far as Bronny and LeBron James playing together. I want to see how that orchestrates into the regular season. As for the other teams that I mentioned earlier, to be expected, the Philadelphia Eagles, lost in Tampa Bay. To their credit, I will give them the 24-0 comeback. I will give them that. But there's a lot of things we need to work on, tackling health and safety of the players, because we had some down pieces on the offense, and I believe the game would have went the other way around. Or if we would have lost that game, it would have been at least a little bit closer than it was if we had A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith out there. Only 2 carries for Saquon Barkley, which I am very frustrated about when you have given Saquon all that time in the past 3 games, and all of a sudden you just made him completely dormant because, oh, well, Devontae Smith and them are hurt, they're injured. Well, doesn't matter. Next man up mentality, we got to play. That's just how that works. And off of that, we go to Winston-Salem, Wake Forest, who ended up losing off of a doink off the upright. We could have had a chance to take it to overtime, and the field goal kicker just hit it off the upright. And therefore, our record is now 1-3. The Eagles are now 500 with a record of 2-2. We are in the bye week for the Philadelphia Eagles. And it pains me to say this, but Wake Forest, you look like you're going to lose out. And you're not going to get anything but just that one win that you had, which honestly should have been a loss to the North Carolina A&T Aggies. And every day that you step on the field, unless you do anything better to change my mind, you're proving me right. You're proving that the Aggies should have beat you. And really, in a sense, you should be 0-4 because y'all look a mess. Y'all really do. Now, losing to Virginia, okay, that was close. I get that. Losing to Ole Miss, okay, I get that. But Louisiana, you didn't have a chance to get, like, you started off slow on offense. And then your defense acted just completely dormant. I don't know who the defensive coordinator is, but he need to get himself together. And offensive-wise, y'all need to start a little bit faster. You know, you're playing more explosive teams. So I'm hoping that we got our act together because tomorrow at 12 o'clock, we playing my Nana's team, NC State, on the CW network. And, yeah, I don't see us winning that game.
Nope.
NC State's too good. I don't see us winning that game. Like I said, I see us losing out because we're just not. We're not like what we are a couple years ago. We're not like what we are a few years back when we had went to 7 straight bowls. We're still rebuilding, and if we win tomorrow, I'd be surprised. I'd be happy, but I'd be surprised. This is football. Anything can happen, but I don't see us winning not against no NC State. I don't see it. I don't know. It's not happening.
Mm-mm.
With that being said, let's get to the main stuff that everybody wants to talk about and everybody's talking about. I'll start with the WWE first. The pay-per-view called Bad Blood. This is the first Bad Blood that is happening under the WWE since Bad Blood of 2004. Yeah, that's how long it's been. If you remember correctly, all the Bad Blood pay-per-views had a Hell in a Cell match that headlined those pay-per-views. The first ever one in 1997. That was the first ever Hell in a Cell match. #1 contendership for the WWE title. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, which Shawn Michaels won that. Then you had the World Heavyweight title match between Kevin Nash and Triple H. Mick Foley, special guest referee, Hell in a Cell, that was also. And Triple H ended up retaining the title there. And the last one up until this point, you had a Hell in a Cell match between Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and Triple H won that Hell in a Cell match. So, basically saying, in a way, it's a replacement to the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Let's put it that way. Because, you know, back in the day, there used to be a pay-per-view directly, just strictly for just the Hell in a Cell matches. And the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view was just for that, designed for that. You know, a couple years ago, we had the first ever Hell in a Cell, women's Hell in a Cell match a few years ago. I think that was 2017, 2016. Sasha Banks, I believe, was in it. I think it was Sasha Banks and maybe Charlotte Flair. I think I got to go back and check the history, but I know Sasha Banks was for sure in that match. I know that. I just don't remember who she faced, and I believe she ended up winning that match, if I'm not mistaken. But we go to the Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Bitter rivalry there. Drew McIntyre won at SummerSlam. And in the Bash in Berlin, in the strap match, we thought it was all over, which, well, a real WWE fan that knows the storylines know that it wasn't over after that strap match. I knew this match was going to happen, basically, is what I'm telling you all. This match was bound to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I mean, it was too predictable for it to not just happen inside Hell in a Cell. So this rivalry is going to end there. And after this, who knows? We'll see where CM Punk and Drew McIntyre go after this as far as what they want to do with the title. Nia Jax versus Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. That's a rematch from SummerSlam. We all know how that turned out because Nia Jax is the champion. Don't be surprised if Tiffany cashes in her Money in the Bank contract, which she still holds to this day. So don't be surprised. Drew McIntyre won the men's Money in the Bank earlier this year, but he failed to cash it in because CM Punk cost him the title. So there you go. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. That's bad blood right there. They were both in Judgment Day. Finn Balor ended up turning on him at SummerSlam, costing him the World Heavyweight Championship. The Bash in Berlin, they had the mixed tag team match, and the Terror Twins, as Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley called themselves, ended up winning that match. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. And Dominic Mysterio will be suspended high above in a shark cage. So that means he can't interfere in this match whatsoever. So, hey, even playing field here. And you know who I'm going for. I'm going for Mommy. I'm going for Rhea. Especially because I don't like the way Dominic Mysterio treated Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam. That was...
just left her.
That was too low. And... this may start... See, I'm torn. I don't know. See, I knew that the WWE was going to make a Hell in a Cell based off of the storyline between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. And I already knew about the tag team match between the Bloodline and Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Now, I don't know if that will be the main event. That tag team match will be the main event. Or if they will open up the pay-per-view. One would assume that the Hell in a Cell would be the main event. And that the tag team match would open up the pay-per-view at 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
Maybe.
In Atlanta. One would assume that because, I mean, all of these are main event level matches. You could put one of the women's championship matches up first. And then have Finn Balor and Damian Priest go. And then you could have the Hell in a Cell and end it with the tag team. Or you could do what I just said, but flip the tag team around and put them before the Hell in a Cell. Either way,
it's gonna
all
get
of these
done.
main event matches are, they're all main event. It's going to be done. Justice! Out of all the matches I've named out, you got one that you're looking forward to? I know the Bloodline, besides the Bloodline, because I know you're going to want to say that. Besides them.
The Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one, especially considering the fact that the last Hell in a Cell that WWE had was at WrestleMania last year.
That one.
And Finn Balor was actually in the Hell in a Cell, so against Edge.
And then the Rhea Ripley one. That match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that match too. With that being said, let's get to the Week 5. Last night in overtime, the Bucks fell to the Falcons. Thus, the Falcons are first place in the NFC South. And I know it hurts, Bucks, but speaking from a Philadelphia fan, you get what you deserve. You didn't expect to get Kirk Cousins last night. You didn't expect it. And for the sake of my picks, as always, for the past couple of weeks, ever since Thursday Night Football started, I am undefeated. Every Thursday night game that I have picked, I have been undefeated. I've remained undefeated. And I hope to keep it that way. Relatively, I hope to keep it that way all season long up until the playoffs. Vikings and Jets, that's in London, 9:30. You know, we're going to talk about that, after
Vikings.
church.
I would probably say Vikings.
That's after church. When I come home from church, that game would probably be like in the latter part, like the third quarter, maybe. I don't plan on watching this game in length. I do plan on catching just a little bit of it, of what I can catch when I get home. But I don't plan on just sitting there just watching that. Usually on my bye weeks, I usually watch the division. That's what I do. I watch the Cowboys and I watch not the Eagles because we're on the bye week, and I watch the Commanders and I watch the Giants too. I watch the division because what's better to do than hope everybody in the division loses so we can have our shot at whatever we gotta have our shot on. Yes, Justice.
Who would you say would win that matchup, the Vikings or the Jets? Because I say the Vikings. Way that they've been playing, then
I think I picked that game. And if I'm not no, I didn't. I did not. Wait, did I? I don't remember picking that. I don't know. I got all my picks on my phone. So I think I picked the Vikings if I picked that game because I've already used the Jets. Yeah, actually, no, I did pick that game, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I did pick that game. Yes, I picked the Vikings. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Vikings. Not just because I picked them, just this is a better matchup. The Vikings is a better matchup.
And plus, they're getting better every time they play. So.
Exactly, and you can't sleep on Sam Darnold. The Panthers and the Bears. The Bears are going to win that one because Andy Dalton gave him a little spark, but it's not enough to lead the team to victory. It's not enough. It's not going to be enough for y'all. Ravens are just now starting to find themselves. Can they find themselves against a struggling Bengals team? Yes, they can. I believe that they can. I believe that they will. Now that they got Derrick Henry running and stuff now, certainly that's a big factor of that offense. Mm-hmm. And you got Lamar Jackson doing what he's doing best. Now that he's settled in, he's gotten into the offense. Now we're starting to look like the Ravens that we should all know and fear. But you can do whatever you want to, Ravens, but come towards the end of the season when you get to us. Just know.
We're going to be ready.
Just know.
We're going to be ready for y'all.
We'll tighten up defense. Don't worry about last week. Last week is history. We're off. We're going to make some adjustments. Trust me on that. I know my team. We're going to make some adjustments. May not be the adjustments that everybody wants, but there's going to be some sort of adjustment here. Okay? So don't worry about that.
We're going to get y'all when we can.
Exactly. Don't worry about that. If you look on that schedule, Justice, you tell me if that. I think that's in Baltimore, right? Or if it's in green, that means it's at home.
It is in black.
That means it's in Baltimore. Okay.
We'll come to you.
Just remember who beat you in preseason, and I know that doesn't mean much, but
we got you.
I beat you in preseason,
and I'm gonna come to your home and beat you in front of all the old fans.
There was a Cowboys fan that said, "Oh, y'all not gonna beat the Ravens when you get." Well, first of all, you got the Ravens early when they were just trying to find themselves. Secondly, your defense is garbage, just like our defense is right now. Mike Zimmerman, there was a reason why he got fired as the coach. As a matter of fact, he got fired, one, because I beat him in the NFC title game that got me my only championship thus far. He also, had messed up every team that he's been on. with the defensive play calling that he's done. I'm like, and everybody at the beginning of the year was like, oh, yo, we got Mike Zimmerman. He's a good guy. He's a good dude. I'm like,
then why did he get fired? Why did he get fired if he's such a good dude?
Hey, he's not a good dude. The guy that y'all fired and let go of is actually the coach of the Commanders, who are top of the division, and how the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cowboys are allowing that to happen, I have no idea. But enjoy the Cinderella story, Commanders, because it may not be this week, but your Cinderella story is coming to an end, and your reality check is coming in the form of either the Cowboys or us, because we don't see you the first time till November.
We see you in 5 weeks.
We see you in 5 weeks. Our first division game is against a team that we should be able to beat. But then we said that last year with the type of defense that we was playing, our offense is a little bit better than what.
Just use Barkley more.
And that's the team that's the guy. Run, Giants, run. Be afraid, be very afraid. Bills, Texans, CJ Stroud. I need you to do me a favor. Embarrass Josh Allen, because he got his butt spanked last Sunday night against the Ravens, 35-10. And yeah, he needs another spanking, because obviously he needs to be brought down to earth, because he is not that good. I know he was on the Madden cover a couple years ago, but the Madden curse is real, people. That year, his team didn't even really do too much. I mean, they made the playoffs, but they didn't do too much.
They didn't win it.
No,
so
they didn't win it.
So
again,
he doesn't deserve it.
The Madden curse is real.
He didn't.
And Christian McCaffrey's on the cover this year, and yeah, you're gonna miss a long time. So yeah, 49ers. The Madden curse is real for y'all too. Yep. The Colts and the Jaguars, because Anthony Richardson, you're not looking too good. And ordinarily, if you were looking good like you was last year when you played CJ Stroud and when you had the little streaks and stuff going, ordinarily I would pick you in this matchup. But I cannot, in good faith, pick you in this matchup if you're playing like garbage.
Ha!
You're playing trash. Like Bubba Dub says, trash.
Straight up trash.
I mean, that's what you're playing like. Dolphins, Patriots, that could go either way, because both of y'all are garbage too.
I say Dolphins.
Y'all belong in the landfill. The Dolphins,
they got cheated. So.
Both of y'all are, no. One is 1-3. No, both of them are 1-3. Okay, I just had to look at that real quick. I was like, 1-2. They already had they should already have about 3 games. Yeah, they're 1-3, both of them, and that could go either way. I mean, I would love the Dolphins to beat the Patriots because I mean,
but then again,
it's the Patriots. Now everybody's choosing the Commanders to beat the Browns, but because they're in my division and because I can't stand the sight of them being in first place,
Browns.
I need the Browns. Even if they lose, they're still going to be in first place. But at least that gives the Eagles an opportunity, or Dallas the opportunity, to claim second place, depending on what Dallas does, which we'll get to that game here shortly. Either way, it helps us a little bit too. I'm just glad we got our bye week early, so we can get healthy.
Even if Dallas got it, we would have gotten third place, right? Or will we stay?
Yes, and remember the Super Bowl year that we had 3 teams got into the playoffs. The Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Giants. It could happen again, but, you know, there's a lot that would need to happen in order for us. First of all, we just need to worry about playing better before we even start talking about playoffs and whatnot. Yeah. Second of all, we just need to get right. That's what we need to do. Yeah. Worry about getting right, then we can worry about playoffs, because we still got a long season ahead of us. We still got some more games to go. We're only 4 games into the season. Our 5th game is going to be next week. So You know, 18 weeks, 17 games per team. You know, we're only five games in actuality. We're getting a little breather, which is needed. We need to heal.
Please.
Lick our wounds, patch our wings up,
Especially
go home
with
Cleveland
Devontae.
coming into town, and just do what we do. But enough about the Eagles. Let's transition to the other division matchup that I see on here. Bo Nix and the Davante Adams-less Raiders. I say Davante Adams-less because Davante Adams has requested a trade from the Raiders, and he says he prefers to go back to Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. However, he's open to go anywhere else. And that's fine, you know, because we don't need him. We don't care. I mean, we've got all the receiver depth in the world. But Bo Nix, you're going to take out the Raiders just off of that simple fact alone. Cardinals and 49ers. Do I have to say that? Do I have to say it? I mean, the 49ers are struggling just like... There's a lot of 2-2 teams that are struggling that shouldn't be struggling. The Eagles are one of those teams. The 49ers are one of those teams. And dare I say, the Cowboys are one of those teams too. But don't get me wrong now. I'm happy that they're struggling.
Yay.
But they shouldn't be. The Browns? Okay.
Yeah.
You could beat up on the Browns.
Yeah. Just run.
You barely beat the Giants last week, which kind of concerns me for this week because this Pittsburgh team is not like last year's. And you guys are missing some people on defense and a little offensive lineman issue there.
You barely
So
beat Colts.
you're injury prone a little bit, and with Steelers, it's all hands on deck. And Dak Prescott, you better be watching for Watt because he's gonna be up in your face all game long. You better focus on TJ Watt. But back to the 49ers. Clean sweep as the NFL has it with the 49ers. I'm going to fall in line with that too. The Arizona Cardinals, they're playing a little bit better. But let's be honest. Let's be real. You're not that good enough to beat the 49ers, okay?
Now, if they do...
You're not going to do it. Now, if you do, that's fine. Because any given Sunday, we've seen so far within these 4 weeks that anything can happen. Because, like last night, nobody expected the Falcons to beat the Bucks. Everybody expected the Bucks to beat the Falcons.
Just like how they beat us.
But, you know.
That's not what happened.
That's not what happened. I mean, a lot of times, and we went into Tampa Bay thinking we was going to win.
But
what
happened?
You don't game plan the right way. You're missing tackles and stuff.
Bradbury.
I wasn't going to call out names. You said it. I didn't. But when you don't game plan right, call the right defensive schemes, do all that stuff, it backfires. Packers and Rams. I'm going with the Packers here because Jordan Love is back. And to all those people that say we took out Jordan Love on purpose, you don't know the game of football. You never played the game of football. Mind you, we didn't take out Jordan Love on purpose, okay? Jordan Love went down with an injury because it's football. It's physical, and you all want to compare it to, oh, well, y'all did the same thing to Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy got hurt in a football game off a tackle while he was throwing the ball. I am so sick and tired of people trying to say, oh, we're a dirty team because we like to take out the quarterbacks. No, it's football. People, they're humans. They're not invincible. Regardless if he's a quarterback or not, he's human. Injuries are going to happen. It's a physical, violent sport. And that's just the reality of it. You know, injuries happen. But Packers win in that one. The Giants and the Seahawks. Listen, Seahawks, that was an upset right there. I didn't see the Lions beating the Seahawks. I did not. But the Seahawks will bounce back and beat the Giants. How about that? the Sunday Night Football game, which we alluded to earlier, the Dallas Cowboys and the Steelers, and shocker, the NFL is taking the Steelers. Yeah, the Steelers need to bounce back from last week. And I'm also taking the Steelers because I don't want Dallas to win anything. I don't. They can lose out for all I care. Let's get second place outright. And last but not least, the Kansas City Chiefs are at home against the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans. There. And of course, you know, they're undefeated. The Chiefs are. They're one of the two teams that are undefeated, along with the Vikings. And we'll see if the Vikings lose first or if the Chiefs lose first. They're interesting, but the Chiefs ain't going to do it against the Saints. I mean, the Saints are a pretty good team. Don't sleep on the Saints. I'm sorry, my tight end friend. I'm sorry. But Patrick Mahomes is built different. I don't understand how you're going to stop him. But Patrick Mahomes is built different. You can't stop Patrick Mahomes. We tried that. And even if the guy would have made the catch, we'd be talking about a different score from last year, the last year's game of the Super Bowl rematch. We'd be talking about a different story. As far as the refs being on their side, you go back to that 2022 Super Bowl. Was that hold egregious? No, it was not. Was it called at the right time?
No.
For the sake of the Chiefs, yes, it was. But for the sake of the entire game and for the sake of the Eagles fans, no, it wasn't. Why? You could have let the play out. And James Bradbury said, yes, I will be held accountable. That was a hold. But no, I refuse to let you go down like that, sir. That was not a hold. That wasn't too much egregious of it to be a hold. And I still stand on it. But it is what it is. It's etched in stone. That was a couple years ago. And so we have to move on and move forward from it. With that being said, I appreciate you all for watching this podcast. Next week, hopefully, my mom will be healthy enough to do the TikTok. I gave her graciously a day off so she can recuperate. You know, my sister is recovering from illness. My brother just recovered from it. If you heard a couple episodes where I had sounded a little bit stuffy and stuff myself, I recovered from a stuffy-ish nose too. So, I mean, you know, living in a close contact with family is all spreads, you know, but pray. That's all you can do, and live life. That's all you can do, you know. But thank you for the support. Comment your questions, and as soon as we go off the air and publish this, I will send the link to my mom so she can send it to TikTok. And for those y'all who watch it on TikTok, feel free to post your questions in the comment section. I always leave the comments open. You can always ask me anything. I am not a person that likes to hide anything, unless, you know, don't be asking me anything too
personal,
over the top or personal there. But yeah, I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you all so much for 56 episodes in and almost a full-blown 2 years into this podcast, because it would just mark the year in August. So thank you. I appreciate it. You know, love you all.